Welcome to Lanyap, a program about events, issues, and people. I'm Corey Crow, joined today by KEDM General Manager Jay Curtis. And Jay, it's that time of year again. I see the sign right behind you, too. Give the joy of learning.
It's the Give the Joy of Learning campaign for KEDM Public Radio. We're getting started just a couple of days early. As you're making some of those Thanksgiving plans, we're ready to get started and talk a little bit about how this program helps students right here in Northeast Louisiana.
All right, tell me all about this program. What's it all about, and how did KEDM come up with the idea for Give the Joy of Learning?
Well, back in 2016, we were looking for a way to be able to partner with some other kind of agency. So rather than giving KEDM, years ago, KEDM had stopped doing the coffee mug and tote bag and that sort of thing as a thank you gift to donors. So we're looking for another agency to partner with. We looked and we'd seen stations that had done, make a gift to the station and plant a tree, or make a gift to the station and give something to the food bank. And we had the idea of capitalizing on how KEDM listeners are lifelong learners. They're people who are always working to make the community a better place. And so we said, how could we partner with somebody to do that? And so we talked to some sponsors who were interested in maybe partnering with us and looked at the Give the Joy of Learning campaign. So it's a fundraiser for KEDM. It is our calendar year-end fundraising for programming and for operations for everything you love on KEDM. But what it does is, instead of a thank you gift, instead of a t-shirt or a tote bag or a coffee mug, we put a book in the hands of a child right here in Northeast Louisiana.
All right, when we started doing this, was it about 2016? Is that right?
About 2016.
And we had a few schools then. We've got a lot more schools now that we go to, right?
So we were looking for, how do we decide what schools we take books to? So we were really thankful that other folks had already gone and paved the way for us. So the United Way had created the Read, Learn, Succeed program that was essentially looking at schools with some of the lowest reading scores or the most opportunity for improvement in those reading scores. So we started with 11 schools, and that's grown over the years. This year, we will be in 20 schools, 6 school districts across 5 parishes. So it's over 1,100 students that we're working to get books to and raise money for great programming on KEDM all year long.
Now, for some of these folks, it's kind of sad. They may not get a Christmas gift. This may be the only thing they receive during the holiday season.
One of the things that we love most about this is when we get to deliver those books. A lot of these students have only really ever experienced learning or experienced reading in a school building. So the concept of having books at home is just a completely different idea for them. The concept of, I get to take this book home. This isn't just a library book I get to check out and keep in my desk and then take back to the library. This isn't a textbook that we read at school and then it has to stay here when I go home. This is a book that becomes mine. And for a lot of students, that ownership is the path toward getting them into a joy of reading. And all kinds of research that shows that students who read well at that 2nd, 3rd, 4th grade level go on to much greater lifelong success.
The program in 2016, we had a big flood here in Northeast Louisiana. If you remember that, like all of South Monroe was underwater. It was a bad deal. And the United Way people told me that, I think about it, you're a 2nd grader. Where are your books in your house? Well, they're on a low shelf. All that stuff got wet. And it made a big difference that year, as a lot of the children had lost everything, including their own books.
And so for a lot of those students who even had a small home library, that small home library was gone. So 2016, those 2nd graders are now in middle school, and we hope that something that we were able to do was able to help them along the way. We're really thankful for the folks who also made the books possible. So every year we have sponsors who pay for the books themselves. Kiwanis Club of Greater Ouachita is one of our partners this year. Also, St. Paul's United Methodist Church and Booth Wealth Management.
The event is called Give the Joy of Learning, a twofold, a twofer. You do some good for KEDM and you do some good for area children. Tell me a little bit about the books. What kind of books? I saw you're already in there working a little bit on books and getting boxes together. What kind of books will the children receive? And what are some of your favorite books you've seen in there?
Oh, goodness. Let's see. Pete the Cat, Drama Llama was also one of the
favorites.
Llama
Christmas Drama. That was a big one. Pete the Cat is huge. I have a theory about Pete the cat I'm not going to say on the air.
That's
but
okay.
I think Pete, his
Maybe
eyes are always
his
bloodshot.
eyes are always a little bloodshot. So these are books we try to balance largely at second grade level, but also understanding that some of these second graders are not reading at second grade level. So we put in a mix of first grade level and kindergarten level reading books, because in every classroom, if you have a classroom of 18 to 20 to 22 students, you're going to have 2 or 3 who are really still only at that first grade level. You're going to have a lot of them that are at the second grade level, and then you should see the kids' eyes light up. So the advanced readers are like, chapter books. Oh, I want the chapter books. So what we do is we go into the classroom, we spread the books out on a table so the kids get to choose their own book, because there's also research that says when they choose their own book, they're more likely to take care of it, they're more likely to keep it. And then you're sowing the seed with your gift to KEDM to these students, and they're going to be reading to younger siblings, they're going to be reading to cousins, and it starts that culture of learning and that culture of reading in their home.
All right. When does all of this get kicked off?
So we kicked off the campaign last week, but officially will be on the air next week, the week after Thanksgiving, December 4th, 5th, and 6th. You'll have guests on the air from the community, educators, community leaders who are talking about why you should be giving to KEDM. Also, as we're coming up to Thanksgiving, people are looking at Christmas shopping. You can give a book in the name of somebody else. So we put a label in each one of these books that says this book given as part of the Give the Joy of Learning campaign and by your name. So you could do that in memory or in honor of someone, maybe somebody who helped spark the joy of reading in your life.
The event called Give the Joy of Learning, and of course helps 90.3 KEDM Public Radio. Speaking with Jay Curtis today, and Jay, we'll have those guests coming in the next few days. Do we still need any help with this, putting this all together? We got it figured out at this point. We need volunteers?
We still need some volunteers on the air, and we'll need some volunteers help delivering those books. So help the 72% of fourth graders who don't read at proficient level. And now we've done over 10,000 books in the Give the Joy of Learning campaign. Help KEDM and help us help others too.
There you go. Help us out. You can do that right now by heading to our website, KEDM.org, and like and subscribe to our videos, and our podcast is available on all the major podcasting platforms.